Hello everyone, welcome to my brand new channel, Lily Lee. If you're someone who loves stationery, paper planners, journals, and you love all the kind of chat and tips about time management, organisation, positive mindset, productivity, trying to make the most of our time, trying to achieve our goals, well-being, all of those sorts of things, that's exactly what this channel is all about. And we're all about cozy vibes as well. So I can't wait to embark on this journey with you all. I have to be really honest, I started off over on Instagram and TikTok, and I've just found it's just not for me. I'm still over there, but I just find that kind of short-term attention grabbing type content, I think I'm too old for it, and I just decided that actually YouTube is just so much nicer. It's just so more homely. It's got a slower pace. I don't feel like I have to rush. I don't have to get 3-second hooks out and everything. I hope you really enjoy this pace as well. I'm very slow spoken person, and I just really didn't like the kind of way that you had to rush, and I actually had to speed my voice up quite a lot in my videos over there. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this more slower paced video. So let's get to what this video is all about, and it is about paper planners, or more specifically one paper planner that I have created myself. I have used over the years, and I'm sure many of you have, lots of notebooks, paper planners, journals, bullet journaling, all sorts of things. I've tried all sorts of systems to get myself organised, and I think there's never a perfect answer, but it's very hard to find something that like kind of hits all the spots. And I'm very much a minimalist type person. I don't have the most beautiful writing, you know, I enjoy art, but I don't really have time to draw all over my planners and things. So I took things into my own hands and took my love of art that I had as a child and my attention to detail, and I've created my own planner, and I'm so excited to do a walkthrough of it today. It's actually one planner, which is the main planner, but like the planner has had a baby as well. So I've got two planners to show you that I've designed. These are the samples that I have here, and I'm actually going to be releasing them on a Kickstarter really soon, so I'll send you all the details about that at the end of the video, so you know where to find all that info and things. But I just thought it'd be fun just to talk through this, you know, the samples that I've got here. I was so excited when they arrived, and I think it's, you know, when we're looking at planners, I think it's really important to think about what we're using them for. I definitely, when I was reflecting on my own use of organisation and planning, I had a very, very busy career for a long time when I was single with no children, and most of my planning at that time was very much around studying, like working, a study schedule, you know, making sure I hit all these deadlines for essays or exams and things like that. And then as life moves on, things change. You know, I had a child, I also work a really busy job, but I'm also trying to carve out something that I'm really passionate about, which is time organisation and planning and design and stationery. So I'm trying to carve out this kind of side, I wouldn't even call it a business necessarily, it's a side passion, alongside having a career and having a child. So now is very much about juggling all the things in my life, and I just think it's really helpful just to kind of take a step back and have a bird's eye view over your life and think about what is actually going on and what is important. Because certainly back in my 20s, study schedule was the big thing, getting through the exams was the big thing, and also working. So yeah, things change. Anyway, let's get to it. So I'm sure you could see a little sneak peek of this sitting on my desk, but yeah, this is it. I love it so much. I'm so excited how it turned out. I will put it on the desk and we'll do a bird's eye view in a second. We'll have a proper look through it, but I just wanted to show it against me first, actually, just so you could get an idea of the size. the size of it is something I thought so carefully about. Traditional notebooks, planners, bullet journals are A5 size, and like I said, my writing is not the neatest. I used to look at these beautiful pictures of people with like really fine tip pens and micro writing, and I would love to be able to write like that, but I probably could, but it would take me huge amounts of effort and I don't have time to do that every day. So my normal writing is really scrawly and a bit messy, so I wanted a journal that was a bit bigger, that I could actually fit everything onto a double page spread and just get everything in there so I can see it all in one go. So the size was a big thing for me. So this is slightly bigger than an A5. It's almost, I think it's like B5 size. And so I've actually got an A5 journal here. So this is one of my old bullet journals, but yeah, so you can see it's slightly bigger, but it's not as big as an A4. So A4 I find is just a little bit too big, and it would definitely be too big to be as, you know, kind of chunky planner that you want to carry around. It would be quite weighty as well. So to me, this was the ideal size for the weekly planner. So this is called the Weekly. Now, the little baby that I have also designed is called the Daily, and this is much smaller. This is almost like B6 size, and obviously this is designed for daily use, and it is designed with a size that you can just pop it into your handbag really easily. So if you're out doing your errands, you've got a little handbag, this slips in just perfectly. It's kind of wallet sized. Not that anyone uses wallets anymore, but this is kind of wallet sized, and I love this. Since I got the sample of this, I'm using this so much. It's really helping me be organized, but I will give you a little tour of this one as well. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's get looking through it. Before we go, look at the spine. I mean, this to me is epic. This is iconic, I think. You know, you can put this on your bookshelf beside your other book and it's going to look amazing. You can have this flat with a candle on top, you know, it's going to look amazing. It's so classy. It's something that you can just take out your handbag in, you know, a coffee shop or library or even at work, and it doesn't look like a book that's like covered in quotes, dare I say it. I think it looks really elegant, really classy. That was the whole look I wanted for it. I wanted to be something that you can be very elegant and classy, classic looking lady, and something aimed more, you know, towards the more mature woman that looks elegant when you take it out of your bag. So yeah, so when I take this out and about with me and I take it in a coffee shop, I think it just matches the whole vibe that I want to have about me. It's not necessarily what other people think, but it's what you feel about yourself. So yeah, so there was a lot that went into this design as well. So let's go and have a look. So here it is in all its glory. So obviously I've shown you the size of it already and the design. Basically this colour is it's kind of like a deep burgundy colour, and we've got some gold embossing here, and then this kind of dusky pink along the sides, and then the gold embossing down the spine. And then on the back, actually it says Shiny Dots of Joy. That's going to change to Lily Lee London. Initially called the company Shiny Dots of Joy because I wanted everything that I produced or everything that I said in my videos to try and bring shiny dots of joy to your everyday. I think that's the key to finding peace and to happiness, and I really wanted to promote that whole concept of shiny dots of joy, but I just found people didn't quite get it, and I asked lots of friends and lots of groups I'm in, and most of them preferred the name Lily Lee London, so I went with that in the end. So on the final product that will change to Lily Lee London, but it will be very much the same kind of look. The other thing I want to show you is inside we have these 2 ribbons to keep your place. So again, they are in the burgundy and in, the dusky pink. So they all match really nicely as well. So you can use them to find your place when you're in the planner. So the paper itself is, again, really, really an important thing for me. I love luxury paper, and also I know a lot of journals, you know, like the Hobonichi and things, use really fine paper, which is amazing. And actually I love the feel of that for like something that I take out and about that's light and, you know, it's paper thin. And I kind of like the way it kind of shows through the back of the paper. But when I was designing this, I just really wanted it to have a luxury feel. So the paper in this is 120 GSM. So it's thick enough that it doesn't show through all your pens, but it's not too thick that it's kind of cardboardy and really heavy. So I did have a little play around in the notes pages here just to see how much shows through. I used a few different pens, and I mean, you can see my writing is really terrible. I do my best, but it's not great. Yeah, you hardly, and you basically don't get any show through there, so it's no problem at all. Yes, that's just a little peek at the notes pages at the back of the planner. So let's go to the front. The front cover is blank. Now, tell me what you think. I did think about having pattern over here and then opening to, you know, the opening pages, but I decided just to keep it really, really simple. It's the first time, you know, I've made a planner, but I'd love to know your thoughts about whether you like, you know, some kind of pattern like polka dots or something like that in the kind of inside cover. Actually, before I go through the planner, if you jump to the back, there is a little pocket here. So we do have a pocket in the back where you can keep, you know, obviously your sticker sheets and things like that as well. So anyway, first page, this life belongs to, and you pop your name. And again, I'm going to change the Shiny Dots of Joy to Lily London. And then I've got just our information here and a little letter to you. And again, this is going to change slightly as to be more of a guide as to, you know, how to use it. And then we've got a little quote, and then we're straight on to the year. So this planner is undated. And the reason I did that was because it's my first planner that I've created, and I wasn't sure how timescales and things would work as to releasing a planner that is dated. But also I love the flexibility of an undated planner in that, you know, you can skip weeks, you know, you can start it whenever you want in the year, and it's absolutely fine. And I just like the flexibility of it. So actually I tend to use undated planners anyway, because I find them to be much easier for my use and much more flexible for my use. Yeah, anyway, this one is undated. So we go straight into the year, and the first 2 pages are year plans. So these are all separate boxes. There's 12 of them for 12 months of the year. So no matter what year you start it in, you just pop the month along the top. And then I've got a little box here so you can put the days of the month, and then a little reminder. And then I've kind of sectioned off a section at the bottom of each block, basically because I thought that would be quite handy if you just wanted to pop in, like, say, birthdays or school dates, like term dates, all those sorts of things, or your annual leave from work. Like, you can just kind of segment it a bit. So it would go month, and then go day of the month, and then what thing you want to remember, and then a little section here if you wanted to keep, say, all your birthdays in one place, so you could just see it at a glance, or all your, you know, annual leave, whatever, at a glance. So year plans, so hopefully that's nice and simple and adaptable. Then we go to the first quarter of the year. So notes for the year, so anything you want to jot down there. I put quite nice wide spaced lines. Quarter, so you can circle which days of the month this quarter, so whatever 3 months this is going to cover. And then we start off with, so I was really mindful about how many questions I was asking in this planner, because you need a little bit, because it's so important to reflect in order to plan and set your goals. But I find some planners like way overwhelming because it's just too much. And this is a functional planner, you know. I feel like most of us have a separate journal for journaling our feelings. It's just a separate process. These reflections are really to look at from a functional perspective. What have you achieved in the last 3 months? What do you hope to achieve? Where did it go wrong? Why didn't you achieve what you did? And just to kind of think about all those things from a functional perspective. And then I've got some little questions, again, along that theme of the shiny dots of joy. Just a little bit about kind of your way of thinking. I'm all about reducing stress. I'm all about reducing the micro stresses in your day. If you can reduce them and you can increase the micro shiny dots in your day, you know, you can see the overall balance is going to start to tip into a happier little bee, isn't it? So I've got some little prompts here. Unfortunately, my sample hasn't printed the last one, but that will be corrected absolutely before these are released. And it is very much incorporated around how to identify those micro stresses, how to get rid of them, identifying the shiny dots of joy, how to bring them into your daily life, how to get them into your daily habits. And, you know, the whole point is to bring us towards feeling peaceful. So, you know, we can't always feel happy every single day, but we can try and feel as peaceful as we can. And I'm a great believer that happiness comes from peace and minimizing stress. So this is a prompt for every 3 months, just to go through that. And I think hopefully that's not too overwhelming, but it gives you enough to really set your mind on fire. Okay, into the month. Right, I've been scribbling on this, so let me find you a month that is blank so you can see and I can explain the concept behind the design. So again, undated. So we've got month here. There's lots of blank space up here. So you can pop in your month and the year, maybe. I did think about putting quotes and things up here. I don't know what you think. I think probably monthly it would be okay and not too overwhelming, but I've opted not to do it on this sample. It's definitely something I could add in. I'd love to know your feedback on that. But again, I didn't want things to be too wordy and too overwhelming, and I wanted to have lots of space so that you can add in whatever you want. You know, even if you're like me and you're very minimalist in how you do things, you know, you can tart it up a bit. You can pop a bit of, you know, washi tape up here or something, you know, just make it kind of look cool. That is the month. So let's show the layout here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we've got 5 rows, so it's going to accommodate any month. And I've designed the little square box to put in the days of the month. Really easy. Then you've got lots of white space here. And you'll see at the bottom of each box, I've got 2 little blocks here. And again, I did that because you can do whatever you want with those boxes. But I just think sometimes it's easy if you've got stuff that happens on some days of the month and not others. So what I would use this for is actually, because with my main job, I don't work every day of the week. I work 4 days a week for that. Usually my day off is a Tuesday, but sometimes that changes. Sometimes it varies a bit. So I would tend to, like in the grey box, I would put in my work day. Like I would write work, or I'd write AM, PM in each of these, or I'd write off. So that's what I would use that for. The other thing I use it for is my little one goes between me and his dad, so I would pop in here the days that he is with me so that I can keep track of all that for the whole month as well. But you can put in whatever you want. You can use it as reminder for like routine tasks that you do, or you know, stuff that you do once a month or whatever. You know, I just think it's really handy to have these little boxes, again, just to segregate things into what's helpful for you. You could even use this as a tracker, you know, to say like which days you're going to exercise or something. So again, I hope I was very mindful when I was designing this, and it was very much to give some structure but some flexibility as well. And then we've got a little notes section down the side here, which I think is always really handy just to pop any notes that you need for the month. So that is the month section. Then straight after the month, we go into, let's see, let's find another one that's blank so I can show you. So you basically have your month set up, sorry. Then, so after a month, we go on to this section. This is basically planning for the month. So we've got projects here and we've got a to-do list. So obviously to-do list is pretty self-explanatory, but you will see down here 3 little stars. So these little stars are to remind you that your life does not consist of just working, just kids, just looking after other people. These are for you. These are your shiny little dots, your shiny little stars that you are going to get into this month. Non-negotiable, okay? So these could be absolutely anything. It could be self-care, it could be hobbies, it could be, you know, a little project that you're working on, maybe in the home, or art project, or something that you enjoy. For me at the moment, a lot of these are around, well, health and well-being is a huge focus of mine just now, but also developing this and developing resources and, you know, educational information and building a community, all to do with productivity and health and well-being as well, actually. So these are your 3 little stars that I want you to make sure that you get done in your month. So that is your reminder. You'll see here there's a little gap and then there's the line, and that is because I've put that in either to put in a date that you want to have it done by, or the amount of time it's going to take. So I find whenever you write down tasks, putting a rough time just really helps you to plan and organise. So projects are obviously self-explanatory. There's 6 boxes here, a little title box at the top. And if you think about what a project is something where, you know, you want to achieve something at the end of it, of course. So say for me, designing this planner, I wanted to have the final product in my hands. But to get there, there's lots of little steps. So for that project, you have to break it down into all those little steps that are called tasks, and you want to write all of them down. So I've left this kind of open in format. It's got this kind of grid line. It's very faint though. So you can do it as just a list. You could draw a picture if you want. You can use the boxes, the guide, just to put tick boxes for you all the way down as well. So whatever way you want to lay out your projects, this is what this is there for, basically. It's quite helpful to divide things into home, like personal for you, say like your children, or, you know, your family, hobbies, whatever, health and well-being, whatever you want to. You can have a financial section as well, actually. And again, you see that little star? That is you. You are in this box. So whatever is in here is you, okay? We don't lose ourselves in life, okay? Just because we've got responsibilities and other people to look after, it is not selfish. It is really important. So this is for you, okay? Right, next page. Then we're straight into the week. So each month, following each month, there are 5 weekly spreads. So no matter what day of the week the month starts, you're going to have enough spreads. So again, it's simple. I'm going to talk you through why I designed it the way it is. But again, week. So I would put up here, the dates from and the dates to. Again, there's a space here to pop any little notes or whatever, or quotes if you want, or decoration, whatever, up there. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So we have got boxes. So these are grid line boxes. Again, they are really faint. I designed these actually with tiny dot grid. So they're very faint. They're just there for a guide. I just find it more helpful than just having dot grid here. But again, I'd love your feedback. I know we've got dot grid lovers and we've got graph lovers, so I've kind of tried to combine them. I thought it was helpful just to have the contrasting shading throughout, and you'll see it's divided into 3. Now this was really intentional. This took me ages to work out what I was wanting to achieve. This has been designed so it can either be used as a scheduling tool. So each box can be like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10. There are enough boxes that you could have a morning schedule, timed schedule, an afternoon and an evening. So that was really intentional, that we have enough boxes to do that. I didn't put the times of the day in because I wanted this layout to be flexible. And actually, I'm going to show you this later. This comes into it for me. But what I've been using this for is this to separate. So you can use this as AM, all the stuff you want to achieve in the AM. PM, all the stuff you want to achieve. Evening, blah, blah, blah. So you can segment it that way without having a timed schedule. What I've been doing is I really like doing, say, in this section, all the health and well-being I want to do that day. So often it would be my workout that I do. I want to do 10k steps every day, and maybe like a bit of a meal plan or something. So I would kind of put that in there. Alternatively, I would put in, if I had lots of appointments in one day, I'd put in the times of the appointments and I kind of list them here. So I've been using that a bit flexibly. Here, I would write down all my tasks that I want to do in the one day. I try not to overload myself with loads and loads of tasks, but again, it depends on how you manage your days. But I write down all my tasks here. And then here, I kind of leave it flexible. So I've actually been using it just to write some notes of stuff I want to remember down. But you can use that for whatever you want. And again, you'll see the tiny little star. We need to be doing one thing every single day towards ourselves. Even if that's exercising, even if that's drinking 2 litres of water, even if that's taking our vitamins, like whatever it is, let's get it done. Actually, this is a really good one if you want to achieve a project result. So like for me, it's developing this whole passion business of mine. I want to do one thing every single day towards that, even if it's tiny, even if it takes me 5 minutes. We need to keep the momentum going, okay? So use this, please. Use this. Then you'll see down at the bottom, there's a little bit of space for some notes. And then I've got a little tracker here as well. So you can write down what you want to do every single day. And then you can circle it when you've done it or tick it off, whatever. So just a little tracker there. And there's 4. So there's 4 things that you can track in 1 week. I will make some more videos about how to actually organize your tasks and kind of like prioritize them and think about the difference between routine tasks. So we've got daily routine tasks, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, stuff that comes around on a regular basis. Then we've got our master tasks, which are you know, the sporadic tasks or tasks associated with our projects. So I will make another video about how to organise tasks. But you'll see Saturday and Sunday are slightly shorter. We don't tend to do as much on those days, do we? I've got a little bit of a design issue here. I need to pop a little grey box in there, but I will get that done. So we do our week and then we go to the next month, blah, 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 blah. And then we get to the end of our month and then straight into the next month. And so it goes on like that for 3 months until we get to the end of our quarter and we're back to quarterly notes. Next quarter, circle our next 3 months. Let's do our reflections again. Let's look for our shiny bits of joy, minimise our stresses, and then boom, into our new one. But I will say, bonus guys, I am also designing some beautiful little sticky tabs. So they're going to be little sticky tabs that you can put on here and they'll have the days of the month. So you'll be able to have a little sticky tab section so you can get to things really quickly. The other thing I will be giving in my Kickstarter, I'd be like little clips. I just find it really easy to pop little clips on just to find your place, you know, within the journal as well. So that's just really handy, like place keeping stuff. So yeah, so the whole year, you get a whole year's worth of that. And then when we get to the end of the year, we have got notes for next year. So we do get to the end of the year, don't we? We don't want to start our new planner yet, but we want to keep some notes for it. So we've got a section here, and then we've got our official notes section. So we've got tons and tons of space here for adding in notes at the end of your planner. Like I've got some notes about routine tasks. Again, this is graph, but it's done in very tiny dots, so it's very faint. I think it works well, and you know, so it allows you to write, it allows you to draw. You can draw tables, whatever you want, but it's got everything there. So that's that, and then we get to the very end, and what have we got then? Yeah, we've got another quote, and we've got our final paper. Again, let me know if you think it would be nice to have this patterned. Looking at it, I think it would, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do that in my first run. Obviously, this is something that's going to develop, and you know, this is going to evolve. I'd love you guys to be with me from the start and be my VIP founder members, which is completely free. It just means you come along with me on the journal. You'll always be my on the journey. You'll always be my special people. You will always get exclusive content and the best deals, and you will be the first one to know about the Kickstarter. So yeah, I'd love you to come and join me as a VIP. Just go to my website, which is www.lilyleelondon.co.uk, and there's a little sign up form there. So let's go on to this little baby one that I've got. So I created this as little daily pages, a little one that you can really use in conjunction with the weekly, but you can use it as standalone as well. This will only be released on my Kickstarter if I make a sprint, what's it called? Basically, once you get up to a certain level on Kickstarter, and I will make a video about what Kickstarter is and how it works, but once I get up to a certain number of people that have bought this one, this will then be released and you'll be able to buy this one as well. And I'm gonna have all the best prices on Kickstarter, because obviously it's a Kickstarter and we're just starting off in this journey. So let me show you this one so you can see what this one is all about. So again, it's done in this beautiful burgundy linen with the gold embossing. I didn't do the dusky pink. I just thought it'd be nice, because it's smaller, to keep it kind of simple and very neat and, you know, just very elegant. Again, this will change to Lily Lee London. And we've got some detail on the spine here, and it's the same colour of little ribbons we've got there. And we go inside, you will see it starts pretty much the same. You can pop your name in. I'm thinking it'd be nice to have coloured paper here, but anyway, let's have a think about that. And then, basically, boom, there is no messing about with this one. We are straight into the action here. So this is basically a date, timetable. Date at the top, timetable, okay? So, timetable, tasks. You will see now, does anyone else find this? I've designed this specifically so the hour is on the line. So you know exactly 7 o'clock is this line. The next line is 7:30. The next line is 8 o'clock. So you can put in exactly your timetable. You can block it off. I often use highlighters. You know, often I see planners and say the number 7 is on the same line as the block. So you don't know if the line before is 7 or after is 7, whatever. It just hurts my brain. So I specifically designed this so you know exactly where you are on your time of day. So we can start this at 6:30 and it goes all the way through to 9:30. I hope you're not working before or after those times, please. If you are, you need to get those shiny little dots, those little stars. You need to, you know, get them in there. And then we've got a task list. So I didn't put boxes down here, again, because it might take more than one line to write your task down. You want to section this to use it as a bit of notes. So what I tend to do is just draw the box and write my task. Draw the box, write my task. So that works really well for me. Probably got, yeah, I've been using it. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's it basically. So you just do that every day, page a day. Again, it's undated. We have got, the pages are numbered in this one, and what pages have we got here? This would last you, if you use this every single day, this, like during the week, this would last you like 6 months. So yeah, there's 149 pages here. And then we've again got a little note section at the back. So lots of space to add some notes at the back. So yes, that is that one. And there they are together in all their beauty.